One thing that has helped me to lose weight and keep the weight off without feeling miserable is to work on finding new high protein recipes constantly. It's not because I need perfect variety each day, but because having new meals to look forward to help prevent diet burnout and make this more of a lifestyle instead of a temporary diet. Hi everyone, my name is Grace. I am a mom and a teacher who set out to lose 100 pounds in February of 2025. I have lost over 75 pounds, and today I want to share with you the meals that I am putting together this week that will require a small amount of preparation and cooking, but they are so delicious that they really make the work worth it. Because I am on summer break, I have some time that I can invest in the kitchen to put together some creative, yummy, delicious meals that are going to keep everything really exciting. By doing this, I'm reducing food boredom without making healthy eating feel like a chore. I'm improving long-term adherence because the best nutrition plan is the one that you can stick with. Every recipe that I put together and generally enjoy gets thrown into the rotation as another meal option. By creating healthy versions of foods I enjoy and love, like pizza and tacos, I'm able to make this healthy lifestyle sustainable. Let's get started. For breakfast, I'm keeping things super easy because I'm going to spend some time in the kitchen later in the day. So I'm going to make some overnight oats. This is my trusty container that came in my pack. You guys have seen these before in the channel. There are so many flavors that, will ensure to give you variety, and also not only different flavors, but also different protein counts. The one that I'm going to have this week have 20 grams of protein. This is by the brand Oats Overnight. This is the flavor French Toast. One of these has 290 calories, 20 grams of protein. You do get 7 grams of fiber. It's 42 grams of carbohydrates, and you also get 6 grams of fat. What I love about overnight oats is that in this container, you're going to pour 8 ounces of high protein milk. This is the milk that I'm using this week. This is Organic Valley's Protein Plus 2%. I got this because it was on sale at my store. It was buy one, get one. 1 cup of this is 120 calories with 13 grams of protein, and I'm also getting 5 grams of fat, no sugar added here. I'm gonna pour 8 ounces in here. I'm going to go ahead and pour my overnight oats in there, give it a really good shake, and leave it in the refrigerator overnight. And in the morning, my breakfast is done for me. All I have to do is twist open the cap, and I have this really creamy, delicious overnight oats that's gonna keep me full for a very long time, definitely through lunch. Let me give you the macros for breakfast. My overnight oats comes out to 410 calories with 33 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber, 48 grams of carbs, and 14 grams of fat. For lunch, I am absolutely splurging with a decadent pizza that I'm making at home with a high protein crust. All you need to make your dough is self-rising flour and obviously some high protein Greek yogurt. You can use higher fat ones. I just wanted to use 0% because guess what? This was on sale at my store as well. All I did was add 1 cup of Greek yogurt in a mixing bowl and 1 cup of self-rising flour. I did add some salt and a little garlic powder just to give the crust some taste, but those are not needed. I mixed that through. You're gonna notice that the dough is sticky, but just keep working it and it'll eventually become manageable. And then I spread it flat on a baking dish, and then I just added my toppings. Now my crust alone is over 500 calories, but I did split it between my spouse. So this particular recipe does actually give you 2 pizza servings. So you could enjoy one the day you make it and save the other one for lunch the next day and just reheat it in the air fryer. I decided to make a barbecue chicken pizza. So what I did was I added 4 tablespoons of this Kinder's hickory brown sugar sauce. This does have 70 calories for 2 tablespoons. You can absolutely use like Hugh's barbecue sauce. That's a lot lower in calories and obviously is sugar-free. But this is what I had in hand, and I did have the calories in my deficit. So I went ahead and I just made it with that. I spread that all over my crust, and then I added cheese. I added half a cup of shredded cheese. You can obviously use any kind of cheese. This is the one that I got because this was BOGO at my store. And I did like the creamy melt because it did actually melt really well on the pizza. In addition to my high protein crust and obviously the protein I'm getting from the cheese, obviously I was gonna add a meat source. So I'm just using this deli rotisserie sliced chicken that I got at my store. I did 6 slices for 15 grams of protein. If you don't like chicken, you can obviously substitute and add any other meat of choice or leave the meat off if you are not a meat eater and do lots of veggies instead. Then I went ahead and I also added 1/4 cup of red diced onions. That's it. That is my pizza. I put it in the oven at 400 degrees. I ended up cooking it for 20 minutes, but obviously just cook it until it's golden on top and your dough is cooked through. Okay, let me give you the macros for the entire pizza and then I'll let you know how much my actual serving was. The entire pizza as is, 1,046 calories, 64 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, 136 grams of carbs, and 26 grams of fat. Now I did split this into 2 servings, half for my spouse, half for me. So each serving came out to 523 calories, 32 grams of protein, 2 grams of fiber, 68 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of fat. I'm perfectly okay eating the same thing 5 days in a row, but the awesome thing about this recipe is that once you make your dough, the toppings are endless, right? The world is your oyster. Like, pick whatever theme you want to and make whatever pizza you're filling that day. Like, you can make obviously a traditional pizza, some pizza sauce, some mozzarella cheese, add meats of choice or veggies of choice, or change it up. Maybe even turn it into a breakfast pizza or turn it into a dessert pizza with some Nutella if you're feeling naughty. For dinner, I was totally craving Taco Bell. And to keep the healthy vibes going, I decided to make a crunch wrap at home that keeps me in a caloric deficit, but it's also high protein and high fiber. Really easy recipe to put together. And once you cook your ground meat, you can store the extra in the refrigerator and you can literally put your crunch wraps together. Takes just a few minutes in the stovetop to seal the crunch wrap and it's ready to eat. So for my crunch wrap, the very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook down some ground beef. Obviously choose, whatever percentage ground beef you want. For my recipe, I'm using 92%. Each crunch wrap, I'm using exactly 4 ounces. 4 ounces is 170 calories with 24 grams of protein, and I'm still getting 8 grams of fat. For my meat, I am using this 7 Mile taco seasoning. I love this stuff. They were actually sampling this at Costco with Greek yogurt. It's so delicious. And so what I do is I go ahead and I put the packet into cook with my meat, but don't forget to add the calories for this seasoning. I am 1,000% guilty of using seasoning packets and not adding this into my calorie log. Guys, did you know that in this packet alone, there's over 100 calories? That very easily adds up if you're doing that throughout the day with other meals. So just a friendly reminder that I myself was getting wrong. For my crunch wrap sauce, I'm gonna use Greek yogurt to make it high protein. You can use whatever percentage fat yogurt you want. You can also use a dairy-free alternative. You can always swap for sour cream as well. All I did was mix 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt with 2 tablespoons of this 7 Mile seasoning. To assemble our wrap, it's really easy. I'm going to use one of these burrito carb balance mission tortillas. I love that now they say GLP-1 friendly. One of these tortillas is 110 calories, 6 grams of fat, 10 grams of protein, 32 grams of carbs, but really the net carbs is 4 grams for each tortilla because one of these wraps is 28 grams of fiber. That's why I was not worried about fiber with breakfast and lunch. I knew I was going to get it with dinner. In addition to this, you also do need 1 small taco tortilla. So I picked up this carb counter as well. One of these little tortillas is 40 calories, 2 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber. You need this to seal the crunch wrap. To assemble the wrap, it's really easy. I'm gonna lay down one of my burrito wraps. Then I'm going to go ahead and spread my Greek yogurt sauce. I am going to add shredded lettuce and diced tomato, but those toppings are optional. You can also add whatever toppings you prefer instead. You can even add some beans if you're feeling like adding some additional protein and fiber that way. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the 4 ounces of my cooked ground taco meat. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish it with 1/4 cup of cheese. I'm using this creamy melt Mexican cheese. 1/4 cup is 100 calories and it gives me an additional 6 grams of protein. A crunch wrap is not complete without some actual chips. I'm using these Dorito protein chips because 5 of these would be 75 calories and they still get me 5 grams of protein. Now, you don't have to use these. You could always use regular Doritos. You could also change the flavor and use like the ranch or the barbecue ones or the spicy sweet Thai chili. You could also use the Quest chips. Those work as well. You just need something crunchy because that's what a crunch wrap is, right? When you take that bite, you get that crunch from the chips. So I'm using exactly 5 of these. Then I'm going to go ahead and put one of these little taco tortillas on top and I'm going to seal my burrito wrap. Everything is cooked through. We're just getting everything warmed and getting that cheese melted. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray avocado oil spray in a pan. I'm gonna put my crunch wrap face side down so that the heat will seal the crunch wrap so nothing's gonna open and fall apart. I'm gonna let that get like golden brown. Then I'm gonna go ahead and flip it, get it golden brown on the other side as well. And then I can just slice my crunch wrap in half and it's ready to enjoy. Obviously I enjoy mine with hot sauce, but you can enjoy yours with whatever toppings you like. My crunch wrap comes out to 550 calories, 55 grams of protein, 38 grams of fiber, 52 grams of carbs, 27 grams of fat. Let me tell you why I don't feel guilty enjoying this version. If I ended up at Taco Bell, a crunch wrap there would be 640 calories with only 16 grams of protein and 6 grams of fiber. But I am enjoying mine for 550 calories, 55 grams of protein, and 38 grams of fiber. By trying these new recipes, I am able to keep my eating exciting and keep motivation high. Let me give you the total macros. This meal plan comes out to 1,483 calories with 120 grams of protein, 49 grams of fiber, 168 grams of carbs, but my net carbs really are only 119 grams. And my fat is 54 grams. Double check that you're subscribed to the channel. If you enjoy these recipes, hit the like and tell me in the comments, what is a meal that you love that you are turning into a healthy version at home that I need to try? Thanks again for being here, friends. Till next time, let's keep losing weight. Bye.